Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Samantha and today I'm going to be sharing with you our thoughts on the Homeschool Buyers Co-op Homeschool Planet. So everyone, I'm really excited to share with you about the planner from Homeschool Buyers Co-op, which is called Homeschool Planet. I had to think on that a minute. It was kind of like all of that together. But anyway, I'm really excited to share this with you. I have looked at this planner in the past, and I'll admit I'm not someone who's big on digital. I am someone who still does not read digital books. I have to have an actual book in hand. A lot of our schoolwork, it is book and paper. That's just the way I prefer it. And so I will say that in the past, when I've looked at the Homeschool Planet, it was something that I thought looked like a really good idea, but I admit I was skeptical. I'm not going to lie. I wasn't sure if I would love it or if I would hate it or if I would be able to incorporate it into our lives. And as you guys know, I am part of the homeschool review crew, and part of our review process is to try different products. And when the Homeschool Planet came as an option to review, I couldn't resist because it was something I've always been curious about. But I hated to spend the money and us not like it and not be able to know a lot about it to see if it was something that would fit into our family. And so since we were getting to the summer months, and we do homeschool year round, but we were getting to the summer months, and so this is the type of planner that I've always used. And don't get me wrong, I love these types of planners. It's your regular conventional planner, and this is actually Davis's from this past school year. And we do homeschool year round, but our summer schedule is pretty light. We do our basic math, math, language arts, but I'll get more into that later to kind of show you what we do in another video with our homeschool. But since our schedule is rather light during the summer, this was the perfect time for me to test the Homeschool Planet to see if it was something that would work for our family. And I have been using it for 4 to 6 weeks, I can't remember. And so I have entered the classes that we've been doing, like for Luke's language arts and math, and Davis's computer and math, and just all of that. And so far, I have really loved it. I can access it from my computer, obviously, or I can access it from my phone. Now, the thing is, it's not an app. It would be awesome if it was an app I could put on my phone, but I can use my browser. I can go to it. I can access it. I can add stuff to the calendar if I need to. So far, we have really loved it. I have not been disappointed. I love the ease of it. So instead of me continuing to talk about it, I want to show you guys just a little peek of what to expect if you were to try out or use the Homeschool Planet. So here you go.
Okay everyone, so I just logged into Homeschool Planet, and I just want to show you just a little quick look at what it looks like. Now, I chose not to log in yesterday, so you will be able to see this. As you work through your day, you can log in and you can check your assignments as done. I chose not to do that because sometimes we can't log in. Life happens and we're not able to access it, or we have other things that we have to do over top of that. So in that case, when you open this up, as you can see, here's all of our assignments from yesterday. We can choose to ask me next time and just leave it as is, because you may or may not be needing to do anything with it at all. Never show this again. Mark complete, delete this item, carry forward and shift the schedule to one day. Now, this right here is one of the main reasons I really love this program, because as I said in the past, I used just the paper planner, which I love, and as I mentioned, I'm never one that's big on digital. However, this has been awesome because throughout the year, I noticed that I was erasing and rescheduling, and with this, I just one click of a button and I can do that, and I can do that for all of the classes. I can mark here and it's going to move them all forward, so that way I don't have to worry with it, or I can just choose one class. So I can individually choose what I want to do with each class, which makes it really nice. However, we did have ours completed yesterday, so I'm going to mark them all as complete, and we will go down here and click OK. Okay, and so those are done. Now, since I marked it complete, it's showing that Davis had a paper yesterday that was due. Did he do it? Yes, he did it. And then I can enter his grade because I have his set up as a grade helper, mainly because I'm starting to keep grades with him more this year, just to kind of get him used to having his papers graded, because in the past I haven't, but since he's going into the 5th grade, I've checked his work, but I never give him a number grade. But going into the 5th grade, I want to try to get him prepared for middle school and high school classes, so we're going to start working on that. And so he did do his sheet yesterday, and I wanted to wait till I got in here to show you, but he did make 100, so I just do that and I can hit OK. So now that we're in here, you can see the calendar. Now, the one thing I like about this is over here you can see our family. Yeah, he liked Davis's picture. He chose that one. But anyway, you can see our whole family. So the great thing about this program is if I have a dentist appointment coming up, or Luke has a dermatologist appointment coming up, or whatever, I can enter this in here, and I can have it set to email Ryan and I can have it set to anything that is put in this calendar. I can choose to have it email the kids too, or just Ryan and I, or depending on what it is, if I want him to see what they're doing, I can have him scheduled to receive an email to show what their day is looking like. So it's really great. Davis here, he's older, and as I said, I used the planner with him last year, the paper planner, and so is what he does is in the mornings he can go in and he can check his email, and once he checks his email, he can see his list for the day. Now, I can also print his activities for the day, but I'll show you more of this. So this is the calendar mode, and this is looking at everyone. Now, I can go and I can just switch it to say, well, I just want to see what Davis is going to do today on the calendar. So I can do that and say close. So right here you can see for the day, this is what Davis is showing. So this is just the calendar view. Keep that in mind, this isn't the planner view. So this is a calendar view of Davis's work for this week. You can also do a month view. You can also do a day view. So I can look at the day. Now this is the calendar, and as you see, I don't assign things by time. So that's not how we do our school day. And I know everyone's different, but we have our list and we work through them throughout the day. Now we can go in here to the planner section, and this is what he has on the schedule for the day as far as planner. Now say if I want to look at Luke's really quick, I can do that as well. I can add Luke's, I can take away Davis's, I can add Luke's, or I can keep them both, so we'll keep them both. So this is kind of what our daily plan looks like. Now since I do have Davis as doing his grades, we can go in here to edit. And this is where you add your classes while I'm in here. I can choose between my math. I've got all the subjects, and I can also add a subject. Should I need to add a subject, I can come down here and add a subject. It's really quick and easy. But math, he's using the Lessons for Living Education, and it is for Davis. Every weekday, no particular time. That's how I have it set up. You can assign times. And so this is, I just went so far, as you can see. We go and go and go, and you probably don't want to see all of this, but show more. And I think I go through mid-August so far as with their schedules at this point. And I can go in here and I can also do his grading. Now so far he has A, and I can view the details. And you can see that he's completed 2 assignments because we had just started the Lessons for Living Education. And he's got one due today. And he has got an average of a 98. So that's what he's got going on so far. You can also track their hours if you want to do that. I did not enable that because at his age, I don't need to track his class hours. I do have to track attendance, which is 180 days, but I don't have to track individual class hours. So that feature I probably will not use. I may check it out though, because as of right now, I'm really impressed with this planner, and I really feel that this is something I'm going to keep using year after year, and so I probably will be checking this out to see if this will be beneficial as he gets older. And then the resources. Now Davis doesn't have any resources, but now Luke does. So let me take you into Luke real quick here to his language arts, and it should, did I enter, you know what, I may not enter this resource for this week. But you enter I entered Luke's books for his resources. So let's see what he's got. Completely forgot to add Luke's resources this week. And I need to sit down and add all of his resources instead of doing it I did it 2 weeks at a time, and we've cleared the 2 weeks, and so it's time to do more. So what I can do is I can assign a resource. Now we have read The Old Woman Who Named Things. That was our week 2. Our week 1 is not in there. It was Max's words. And so we have week 2, The Old Woman Who Named Things, and then we have the Bee Tree. So I'm going to add a resource because this week is a completely different lesson we've already been working on. So other book, because it is not my regular homeschool book. And the cool thing about this is I can look at it by the ISBN number, or I can add the titles and things myself. So we'll do it this way. I'll enter the ISBN number and let you guys see kind of what that does. Okay, so here's the ISBN number. and it's searching it. And then right here is the story. It's TD, the story of young Teddy Roosevelt. And so notes, I don't really have any notes. This is what we're going to be reading this week throughout the week because that's what our language arts focuses on. And I can show, if I make notes, I can choose to show it to everyone or to only myself if it needs to make notes for me, like if I need to make highlights about the book, or I can show it to everyone. So that's really handy as well. And I'm just going to say language arts and save. So that's going to show up in my resources for this week. So I'm going to hit save and close. And that'll be added as well. And when you do add your classes, and I'll show you on Davis's here, you can go in here to edit. And like for Monday, I can add, like he needed to read the Book of Trees, chapter 3. So he read that. And I can go over here to this drop down menu and I can add a reminder. I can add a website if I need them to look up certain resources. I can upload a PDF file. I can assign resources. I can completely remove it, and I can move the assignment, obviously, as I showed you first thing in the video. Really easy to use this program is, and we have really enjoyed it. And like I showed you the grades, and I haven't set up his grades for his science yet. I'm debating if I want to do that, and I think I will because we do have tests and activities in our science, so I may start keeping the grades on that, and then of course he has the worksheets as well. So now that you've seen what all it has to offer as far as that, and I apologize if I haven't touched on everything because this video is getting way long and I'm trying to make it really quick, but you can add widgets here. Like I have a daily quote, I have a daily Bible verse, I have my to-do list of things that I need to do, and the cool thing about this is I can send this list to, if it's something that I need, you know, Ryan might need to see, or the boys might need to see, or whatever. I can choose to send this via email. I can also print it. So that is very handy, and the same with my shopping list. I can keep a running list, and I can choose stores, or I can add stores. Like it's already got Costco, Target, and Walmart in there. I added our grocery store because that's where I shop most of the time, our local grocery store. And then I put it in there and then close. And so I can keep my running list as I'm on there. Now keep in mind, I can also access this from my phone, and I think I mentioned that earlier. And they don't have an app, which is kind of, you know, I wish they had an app, but you can enter stuff by going in your browser and going here, and you can enter stuff really quick, and it's there. So that's the nice thing. And once again, the shopping list, I can email it and I can print a list, because let me tell you, there are times I have needed to get Ryan a list. And so instead of sitting here and typing it in text, I can actually send him the list on his phone. So that's really handy. And I can send a message. So I can email, if I need to, I can just email someone a message in his hand. And you can add other widgets as well. So that's completely up to you, and you can choose a widget. And I'll just choose something because, and I can go back and leave some. But you can put your books in there as well to keep up with your books that you're reading or your children are reading for the month. And I think that's a good way to keep up with that. Also, you can come up here and you have your reports. You can print your assignment lists. Now, this is what if Davis wasn't logging in, and he preferred, Davis is very digital minded. He is not like me. He does things on the computer and reads digital books and all of that. Of course, it's a younger generation. So let's say he was more like me. I can come up here and I can choose by student, right? And I can have his assignment printed. So like right now it's got Luke's and Davis's. And so let me say that I want to have my assignment list by student, and then by date, and then by class. So I can do it this way. Now keep in mind that I have both Davis and Luke highlighted, and so it's pulling them both up. I can also go into my grade report, and I can see his grades right there. I can also customize it. So it'll let me see all of that as well. I can see all of his classes as graded only. And basically that's all I need to see is his graded only. And then the student, I can decide. So that is very, very handy. And then you have your lesson plans. Now, I've got a lesson plan entered here, but I'm going to show you how to enter it. So stay tuned.
Okay, so one thing I want to show you is what I really like about the Homeschool Planner is that they offer different lesson plans that you can purchase. And so when you get into those lesson plans, what's great is it will automatically put it in for you. So you can go to apply the lesson plan. So we're going to do that really quick. And so then it's giving me the option, do I want to create a new class or add to an existing class? And so for this particular one, I'm going to create a new class. So I'm going to hit next there, and then how do I want to do that? Do I want to have all the assignments? So you do have that option, which is what I'm going to do. So next, and as you can see, I have a list here, but for this particular one, since I already have English and language arts, put down here, I'm going to add a special IEW area. So I'm going to add the IEW, and then I'm going to pick a color that I want it to show up with in my planner. So what color should we choose? And I'm going to go probably with the gray. And then from there I'm going to say OK and next. So I want this to go for both Davis and Luke, so I'm going to select both of them. And then from here I'm going to hit the next again. So this is going to be applying it. And so I can choose to do it for the remainder of the school year, the next school year, or some other dates. Now, considering that we go year-round, I am going to select my own dates. So I'm going to pick a starting date. And in the summer months, we kind of go on a light schedule. So this, I can always go back and change it in the fall if I want to add it differently. However, for right now, I'm going to stick with our summer schedule, and I'm going to have us starting around June 19th for this particular program. So I'm going to select that here, and then it's going to, as you see here, it also says through May 22nd. However, I'm not going to be doing this 5 days a week. I'm going to choose to do the IEW on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And we don't have a particular time that we actually do our work. It's in our schedule, but we don't have an assigned time. And as you can see here, it's caught this that I'm only doing it 2 days a week. So do I want to change my ending date? Or do I want to double or triple my assignments? Or do I want to just go through the year and then drop what we don't get to? Now, considering that I'm starting light right now, I'm going to go ahead and change my ending date. So it's going to change that up a little bit to September 27th of 2018. However, once we get going full force again in the fall, it's easy to go back and rechange that. So for right now, I'm going to leave it like that, and I'm going to hit the OK. And so now it's going to be loading into my calendar, my planner. And as you can see, I've got some classes already, and it's really light. Like I said, during the summer months, we're really light load. So our planner is not as full as what it would be in the fall. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Profile, and we're going to go to the planner. And we're going to scroll down, and I'm going to show you where it's going to start showing up. We're going to go down to June 19th, since that's where I have it started to schedule at. And as you can see, it's got the IEW here. And you have it's got showing Davis and Luke, and now they can read or listen to this in their assignments. So we'll click on the read and show you kind of what you can expect. So whenever I click the read area, this is just a quick look at how this works. It's going to pull up the poem so we can read it right here, or we can go and listen to it. So I'm going to take you back out and show you that part as well. They can also go in and listen to it. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this one.
One, Ooey Gooey, author unknown. Ooey Gooey was a worm, a mighty worm was he. He stepped upon the railroad tracks, the train he did not see. Ooey Gooey. And so I also have the option I can download this if I need to. So it's always really great. But anyway, this is just a quick overview of if you get some of the classes that are offered as far as that are pre-planned, you can easily stick them into your planner. They have some wonderful ones. They have the IEW, they have BJU, they have teaching textbooks, and the list goes on, but that's just a quick look at that.
All right, everyone, so that was it. That was just a quick look at the Homeschool Planet. I tried to cover everything, but I know there are things that I have probably missed with being able to show you guys because there's just so much this program is capable of doing. I will say that one of my favorite features is being able to add, as I showed you guys, to be able to add the lesson plans automatically. That has been an amazing time saver, as well as when life happens and we miss a day, to be able to shuffle everything forward. That is something that I love as well because it happens. It's much easier to do it in that program than it is to do it in here for sure. But anyway, if you have any questions, be sure to leave them in the comments below. If you like the video, be sure to give us a thumbs up. Thanks for watching and have a wonderful rest of your day.